If you got any gift cards for Christmas, we have some recommendations on how to spend them. Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we'll be taking a look at our most anticipated games of January 2019.
Will you come with me?
I appreciate the offer, but treasure hunting will have to wait until another day.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. January is often seen as a slow month for gaming, with very few releases. And while this is a smaller list, what is coming out is worth paying attention to. Hopefully, these will kick off another great year for gaming. Number 6, Tales of Vesperia, Definitive Edition. Release date January 11th, 2019.
Nice catch!
If you missed out on Tales of Vesperia when it was released on Xbox 360 in 2008, the Definitive Edition is the ideal way to catch up. This upcoming remaster is based on an expanded version that was released on PS3 that was never released outside of Japan, while also featuring upscaled graphics and the option to use either English or Japanese voice tracks for the hardcore anime fans out there. But playing in English is also worth playing it, considering it was one of the voice actors, Troy Baker's, earliest, yet most acclaimed performances as protagonist Yuri Lowell. So, it's worth checking out even if you're not a JRPG fan.
Hey, these people didn't pay good money to see a rigged fight.
Number 5, Onimusha Warlords. Release date January 15th, 2019.
Something is wrong within the Inabayama castle, and I fear that it might be the work of monsters.
Onimusha Warlords was one of the most successful games on the PS2, becoming the console's first title to sell 1 million units. In addition, it also ended up being the precursor to Devil May Cry, and it's easy to see why. For some reason though, the franchise hasn't been touched since 2006. While it might not be a new adventure, this remaster will give fans a chance to revisit the original hack-and-slash classic. If you've never had the pleasure of playing as Samanosuke, or you need an appetizer to get ready for Devil May Cry 5 in March, you're in store for an epic journey full of samurai, ninjas, and a princess in need of rescuing.
I will save Princess Yuki.
Number 4, Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes. Release date January 18th, 2019.
Alright, time to play ball.
Travis Strikes Again takes its title quite literally, as the gameplay largely revolves around Travis touchdown striking his opponents again. It's also worth noting that the game isn't called No More Heroes 3 because director Goichi Suda views it less as a direct sequel and more as a new beginning. While maintaining many of the core elements from the previous 2 games that were released on the Wii, this Switch title is also shaking things up a bit. For starters, it's shifting to a top-down perspective and introduces 2-player co-op. And just when you thought the series couldn't get more meta, the story takes Travis inside multiple games to destroy bugs and the fourth wall.
Take one more step, and you're dead.
Number 3, Ace Combat 7, Skies Unknown. Release date January 18th, 2019.
What's with this guy? That's an SU-30.
We don't want to mess with this guy.
All we can do is fly away as fast as we can.
As one of the most iconic flight combat franchises of all time, the Ace Combat series arguably hit its peak in the 4th iteration, Shattered Skies. But the series hasn't seen a retail release since 2011, with the Assault Horizon spin-off, which took the series in a more gritty direction and a free-to-play game that shut down in 2018. Ace Combat 7 looks like a return to form, however, showcasing the most realistic graphics the franchise has ever seen and an immersive, modern setting. We're particularly interested in the PlayStation VR missions, which could bring the aerial dogfights to whole new heights. And fans of the series may notice a very familiar call sign.
Prioritize Mobius 1. I'm going up first.
Number 2, Resident Evil 2. Release date January 25th, 2019.
Sorry, that information's classified.
Holy moly, now this is how you do a remake. While the 1998 classic remains a highlight of the survival horror franchise, it's definitely dated, as the old school style tank controls certainly won't resonate well today. Considering that the game will take on the over-the-shoulder perspective of Resident Evil 4 and use the same engine as Resident Evil 7, it's hard to imagine this being anything less than the Ultimate Edition, because not only is the perspective being reworked, but so is the enemy AI. The story and even the acting performances seem fantastic, which is especially incredible considering it's a Japanese production. For fans of the genre and series, this game looks to be a must-play.
You're safe. For now.
Thanks.
Number 1. Kingdom Hearts 3. Release date, January 29th, 2019. If you're a fan of this RPG franchise, you'll notice the irony in the fact that there's a gap between the releases of Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3 of roughly 13 years. After numerous tie-in games and compilations spread over multiple console generations, Square Enix is finally giving fans the sequel they've been asking for. In addition to worlds based on modern Disney classics like Tangled, Frozen, and Big Hero 6, Kingdom Hearts 3 is also bringing Pixar into the mix with characters from Toy Story and Monsters, Inc. While there are still a few other properties we're hoping to eventually see, this should be the biggest Disney crossover since, well, Ralph broke the internet. Check out these other great clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.